What's up, everyone? Welcome to this video. In this one, I'm going to show you how you can speed up your BigCommerce store, which nowadays is incredibly important. If you're running ads, it's probably one of the most important things you can do. So in this video, I'll show you two ways. One is the free way, and then at the end of the video, all the way at the end, I'll show you a paid method, which essentially skips all the steps that I'll go over. I think it's 12 steps you won't have to do because that pretty much takes care of everything. But I wanted to, take care of all of you and make sure that we cover both the free way and provide value that way, and then also we show directly how you can, get to the result by, pretty much going for a paid method. But let's get started. So number one is pretty straightforward. So that's optimizing the images. So compressing images using free tools like TinyPNG or JPEG Mini. With that, you can just reduce the file size, which of course is going to speed up your store. And then also one important thing would be to resize the images, so adjust images to the exact dimensions that you need before uploading. That also just makes things a bit snappier. And then choose correct formats, so JPEG for photos and then PNG for graphics with transparency. So this in itself, point number one, is already going to speed up your store. Number two is optimizing your theme. So select a lightweight theme, choose themes optimized for speed, which of course, pretty much speaks for itself. But then also number two, I would say, is maybe more broadly applicable, is disable unused features. So if there's something that you don't use, just turn it off. So unnecessary animations and effects, of course, that's also going to speed up your store. And then number three would be minifying the CSS and JavaScript. So use online tools like CSS minifier and GS minifier to reduce code size. Number three, something that probably less of you would be thinking about, would be set proper cache headers. So ensure resources have appropriate caching settings, and then consult support if needed. You can just contact BigCommerce if you need help with that. Number four, use efficient coding practices. Once again, if you're a brand owner watching this video, this might be something more to send over to your dev team. But if you, once again, stick to the end of the video, you might not even need a dev team going forward. So definitely stick to the end of the video and take a look what sort of the paid version of all of these solutions are. So here, clean up HTML, remove unnecessary white space and comments. And then number two, I didn't even know myself, but I researched it. Asynchronous loading, so add async or defer attributes to JavaScript files to prevent blocking. Number five, reduce HTTP requests. So combine files, merge multiple CSS and GS files into single files, and then use CSS sprites, combine multiple images into one sprite sheet. Once again, for a founder, brand founder, someone that's just really the operation manager or like the CEO behind the brand, this all might sound like, mumbo jumbo, but once again, this might just be, if you want to do it the free way, something that you want to send over to your team. Otherwise, once again, stick to the end of the video. Number six, implement lazy loading. So defer off-screen images. Add loading is lazy to images tags. So that pretty much makes sure that you load images as needed. Then 7, optimize fonts. So limit web fonts, use standard system fonts, or minimize the number of web fonts. And then number 2 also would be to host the fonts locally, which of course reduces external requests by hosting fonts on your server. Number 8, enable gzip compression. This pretty much compresses your whole store, compresses the CSS and JavaScript on your store. So this really is a big one to implement. Here, verify the compression. So use an online tool to check if gzip is enabled, and then request activation. Just contact BigCommerce. Make sure that they check for you if it's actually enabled, or they can see if it wouldn't be enabled. So they can see if gzip compression, if it's not active. Number 9, monitor and test performance. So use performance tools. Regularly test with Google PageSpeed Insights or GT metrics. Even if your store is very fast, this is something that you could always do just to check if things are going well, what potentially also could be better. So then you can see what the sort of recommendations are and what you can do there to make it even better. 10, reduce redirects. So eliminate unnecessary redirects, clean up and remove any redundant redirects. And then also make sure that you're direct linking. So ensure all links point directly to the final URL. And number 11, I would say for most of the brands that see this video, the most important one, especially if you're running ads, would be to optimize for mobile. So making sure you have a responsive design, ensure your site is fully responsive and mobile friendly, and then consider AMP implementation. So use accelerated mobile pages for faster mobile load times. And then number 12, and I believe the last one, would be to minimize use of iframes and embeds. So limit external content, reduce the use of iframes and embeds like videos or maps, and then use async loading. So load external content or asynchronously to prevent blocking. Once again, the second one I didn't even know about, but had to research it to make sure to put it in the video. Then now, I would say the most important thing is that if most of this sounds like something you haven't heard of before, maybe this is something to look into, which is after all of these steps, you can do that, or you can disregard everything that I said and start with Styla. Styla is a headless front end, so it will take care of everything that your customer sees, and it decouples the front end from the back end. So BigCommerce on the back end just works as it always does. On the front end, you have a beautiful website that is the fastest in the world. Everything that I just went over in the video, it takes care of. And then you don't have to worry about speed ever again, and you can create your store however you want it, pretty much in a drag and drop fashion. But I'm not going to go too deep in this video on everything about Styla. I just wanted to make sure to provide value and really show you how you can speed up your store. We'll probably in the coming videos, we'll go more into what Styla is and pretty much the use case and for who it is, really. Thank you for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.